some of the best like fried chicken, like for real. Not on no like I mean like on a Popeyes level, because let's face it, Popeyes is not the Jesus of chicken. Popeyes is it's commercial chicken. It's commercial.
But IHOP
Yes.
had good chicken.
Yes, yes.
The International House of
The
Pancakes.
International House of Poultry. You like what I did there? You like
First
what I
of
did
all,
there?
IHOP is named for a dish that people really don't go to. Like, people really don't wake up and be like, yo, you know what I want? Pancakes.
I do.
Let me go. You go to IHOP for the pancakes.
Yes. They have cake batter in their pancakes.
Are a side at IHOP.
I understand
Like,
that.
that's just
Yeah,
what
you
it
get
is.
a meal and you get
You get
a
your
short
meal
stack
and
on
then
the side.
you get
Okay,
you get
I
the
see your
pancakes
point.
on the side.
I go there to get the pancakes, but the meal, yes, of course, I order the meal.
That's my point. They're a whole restaurant where the side is what it's about. Like, I don't go to.
That's a finesse then.
It is.
Finesse.
It is.
Finessing.
It
I'm
is.
finessing.
And they got people coming in on, and you know how much money they're making on pancakes. They're making a ridiculous amount of money on pancakes.
Yeah, it costs nothing to
Like,
make.
it's nothing.
It's like when I go to an Italian restaurant and I'll be like $15 for this spaghetti.
That's how you get it.
What?
Because they know that's what y'all ordered.
That is a like $1 billion markup. Like this thing costs you $1.13.
You had the inside on.
I know.
You had the inside track on.
But I
Italian
worked
restaurants.
there. So did you, my G. You worked at an Italian
But
restaurant.
I worked at a real Italian restaurant.
Okay, yeah. But does
You worked at Olive Garden.
Yeah, but does it cost that
Yikes.
much to make what like when they charged more at your Italian restaurant?
But their thing was, see, at the real Italian restaurant, spaghetti was a side. Like, they'd be like, oh, here.
Not even just
Would you
spaghetti.
want this pasta on the side of whatever we're doing? Which is odd, because do you want pasta with your pasta?
I know that's always been crazy, but we're just randomly over here just talking about pasta on some fat nigga shit. It's terrible. Well, black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Houston down to my socks. Once again, we're back with, in my humble opinion, because I mean, these are all opinions here, so nobody get offended. Here with, well, I go without any type of introduction. We all know who I am. I'm not even going to say it, but I am, though. Avery, like a very nice guy, a.k.a. Carlton Banks, B-A-N-X-X, B-A-N-X-X. And also, we have the co-host, my real-life brother, Jess Devon. He does so much work behind the
Jess
scenes.
Devon.
You guys need to know about him. He's the
Thank
greatest.
you. Thank you.
The greatest.
People don't know we're brothers.
People don't know we're brothers.
Which is
We have the
odd.
same
I feel
damn
like we
face.
look alike.
We have
got
the same
face. We got the same. I don't understand.
I don't
People
get it.
sometimes
We have the
people
same
are like,
voice.
Hey, y'all
Yeah,
are
I do
brothers?
got the same voice.
Yeah.
We played we played Grand Theft Auto one time with my friend, and then like we played for like a few hours. This was right when they came out with the online stuff. And the next day he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, that was cool, but I didn't know who I was talking to." Like, the whole time it just sounded like you talking.
I mean, speaking of
whole
having
time.
like, we might have the same voice, but somebody who has an awesome voice, especially in the Houston rap scene right here, we have the God Body Bingo right here.
Praise, man.
There
Appreciate
we
y'all
go.
having me.
Blessings.
God, buddy, bingo, Northside, still dream. Y'all know what's going on.
Oh, and another thing, y'all can't see this if you're listening. This man's hair is waved up. He's dripping way too hard.
You can tell.
You got the. No, I'm just saying for the audio listeners.
This is HD.
For the audio
for the
listeners, yeah.
For the
You-
for the
this-
audio
yeah.
listeners, go to YouTube.
I appreciate that.
I'm literally finna be like, what do I need to do?
Bro, I really just be brushing my hair, bro.
That's it.
That's
That's
nigga
really
here.
it. That's really what it
This
is. Some people
nigga.
have wave hair.
I know
That's
I have
what
wave.
it is.
I brush my hair. It comes away. Oh, the reason why Devon's saying it like that, because when he had hair, oh, it was luxurious.
It was.
I
It was.
never felt. I had not. I was a kid and I never
It
saw
was.
waves.
It
I
was
remember
fantastic.
he was brushing his hair, and my cousin Reggie was like, "You got waves?" And I was like, "What is he
I
talking?"
don't even know what it was.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is appreciate it while you have it.
Yeah.
Like, that's really what it's about.
Yeah, I
Because
saw it
when
in
was
your eye.
I lost it in college.
Yeah.
Like, I was, I was shaving my head for a long time because of Michael Jordan, a huge Michael Jordan fan. And then I went to college, and Ja Rule was super popular. And girls was braiding dudes' hair
Yeah,
on steps.
that's
I was
when I
like,
did
oh,
it.
I'm going to get some braiding action. So I said, I'm going to grow it out. And like day 2, my roommate was like, "Hey," like I woke up, he was looking down at me. He goes, "Hey man, it's not coming in right here, right here." I was like, "Oh,
you missed it too."
He's like, "You got to shave it. You got to shave it." Actually, I don't.
No, I'm just saying that braid.
I was ahead of the wave of the bald guys with the beards.
Yeah, you was. This has always been you.
15 years early.
Yeah, I was like
laying the groundwork. They came in.
I was just saying was
you walk so they can fly.
Exactly. Exactly. I was like,
awesome.
Man. I'm like, I'm out here.
That's awesome. Walking,
now, Rick Ross growing his hair in. Now I'm like, hey, you gotta stop that, man.
Man, I don't know. When you reach a certain level of fame, I don't believe that's your hair. Look at Jeff Bezos. Remember Jeff? He was making Amazon. That man's hair was out of there. And then look at him now. He got a strong hairline.
Well, you can afford it.
That's money.
You can afford it.
Jamie Foxx.
If this show,
Jamie Foxx's hairline is above his eyebrows.
If this show,
it is. That's some wild stuff.
If the show,
Jamie Foxx has
bigger,
your hairline.
I'm telling you.
Why is it like in the middle of it?
If the show keeps getting bigger, I said if there's a person out there that has a shop that wants to showcase a man weave, we'll come out there and we'll do an episode.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? I'll put a man, but if I put a man weave in, it's gonna be like ridiculous. It's gonna be the dreads, like just the whole thing. I'm only gonna do it for a day though. So
I'm not. I'll tell people I'm not above any of that. I'm not above. I'm keeping this hair. Lord, can I just have gray waves? Like that's it. Just don't let it go. Just let me have gray. Wait, I know it's going away, but girls be like, "Is it really leaving?" I'll be like, "You don't see."
It's gone. It's gone. Once it's leaving, it's gone.
I know. That's what I tell them.
It's already opened up the door.
I'm like, "What are you talking about? You're gonna have to deal with me. I'm gonna be bald, but we've been talking for a minute, just having a brotherly conversation.
7 minutes about.
Didn't even say
hair.
I mean, we introduced God Body, but damn, my bad.
Hey,
first
man,
off,
I'm here. I'm with you.
First off,
good.
Okay, there are a couple of things we're gonna go through, but one, how do you get the name God Body Bingo?
Wow, it's random.
Yeah, that is it's quite a story. My first rap name was Compass. As I see I wear a compass.
Okay.
And that was that came to me like in kind of a dream when I was like in high school, and it was like a metaphor for me like knowing where I was going in life and all kind of cool, fancy things of that nature. I'm on a podcast. I can actually explain all the way. I got
yes.
I
you
got
to go in. Have time.
Yeah,
Let's
so
go ahead. Explain it out.
I talked about food and hair for 7 minutes.
Yeah. So, I'm telling you, explain it out. Explain it out.
So it was like a metaphor for me knowing where I was going in life, and I felt like growing up I had like a messiah complex. I wanted to lead people. I still want to lead people, but I'm more realistic about it now. Also me being from the north side of Houston, a compass points north. So that was like another correlation, and I'm real big on like being black because I'm black. So slaves had to head north for freedom, and the compass points north as well. So all that was like in my music. So
this is deep.
So that's why I went by compass, and I kind of like as I was like working on like my music and trying to spread myself. I didn't know what I was doing back then. This is like high school, so I'm like 18, 19-ish, high school and beginning to college. I went to Sam Houston for a minute, and like while I was out there, I went through a bunch of shenanigans or whatever that kind of like I knew I didn't want to do school no more. But I knew I wanted to rap, but I didn't know where to really start. I was rapping. A few people knew it. People knew, but like I wasn't really getting no fan base. Like, oh yeah, he rapped, but nobody really cared. You know, that's just the dude that rap that don't really go to class. So, when I came back to Houston, I'd always like the phrase "God Body." Just I listen to a lot of 5% rappers, and then just like me like being raised in like a Baptist church, like me hearing about God and knowing I was made in God's image. So that's where the God Body part really comes from. Like both of those kind of influences kind of mix.
Okay.
And like if you listen to my music, I do mention God a lot.
Yeah.
I just like I'm not people kind of assume I'm a gospel rapper because they hear that, but I don't. My music not clean, so I'm not a gospel rapper.
You're clearly
nobody
not a gospel rapper.
Who assumed you was a gospel rapper?
Like people who like only hear like In the Flesh, like the song In the Flesh.
I understand.
But I say nigga in that song too. So
I got you.
But or they just meet me and they talk to me and they hear my name. They are you a gospel rapper? And it's like nah, go listen to my music. I'm not. Okay. But shout out to the gospel rappers. They do their thing. Mm-hmm. And then Bingo, my real last name is Bingham, so Bingo is short for Bingham.
That's pretty dope.
And that came from my uncle. My uncle William, he was heavy he did what he did. Like he locked up now. So, but that was his nickname, Bingo.
Okay.
So, and I kind of always thought that was cool.
So God Body Bingo. I'm gonna tell you the second thing, because the first time we saw you was at one of Amy's events for Bounce and Turn.
Yep. Yeah. Which one? About if you remember.
Man, this was the one. I
remember
the art studio.
Yeah.
The one last May.
Black Dahlia.
No, not May. It was. It was
you and Rob Gillette.
Yeah, that wasn't May. I'll never forget. That was the first time I got paid for a show. So I will never forget.
Okay. Also, Amy pays the like people always be like that's why people come out. Yeah. Amy pays people for their shows.
Amy's a friend of the show. Yeah.
So please,
DJ Havin.
But I will say this, because we do like to talk to artists that she gets, but mainly because we see them because it's the work ethic. I think the first time we saw you, it was May. It was at this little art studio. You got to feel you rapped. It was cool. I was like, that's a catchy little song. The next time I saw you, we were at another Bounce and Turn.
Yep.
And
I did like 5 Bounce and Turns.
Yeah, but I'm like, you had signs? And like
that's the one. Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. I was like, yo, my man has a logo. He's got signs. Like, people be like, oh, how do y'all pick people that are going to come on the show? I'm like, I honestly be looking at work ethic. Like, if I look at you one day,
we saw
every
you
time we see you, it's something new.
With Rob standing on the counter and performing.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, I'm like, this man's got, out of all the performances, that one burned in my head.
Yeah.
So, like, every time, like, even just seeing you online, or just, like, I've always noticed, I'm like, damn. Wow, that's awesome.
I appreciate
Even
that,
when
man.
you said, I know you as Carlton Banks, I was like, I forgot, man.
No,
awesome.
but that's one of the big things where I was like, yo, we really try to look at work ethic. I feel like when we talked to Amy, she was saying the same thing. I'm looking at because he'll say this all the time, so many people can rap now. Yeah. So it's got to be this combination of
something else.
Rap, putting in work, putting together a craft, it's like all these things coming together. So when you see people putting together some of the pieces, you're like, okay, let me see what they're about to do.
Yeah, like I'm real grateful for Amy because like it's crazy how the whole name thing, because she said she heard me for the first time on a Michael Watts tape. And I had the song Talk Biz. I released it for the first time as Compass, and it was on a Michael Watts tape. So she probably couldn't find me because
you changed your name.
My social media was already all God Body Bingo everything.
I understand.
That was like a nickname at the time.
I think we have the Talk Biz. Do we have the Talk Biz video? Okay, let's see. While we cue that up. So
yeah, for sure.
You was first.
Shout out to Mixmaster Mike over there. I gotta say Mike, man. He's the guy.
Oh man! So this was. You said this was on a Michael Watts tape?
Yeah, it was on Best in Texas 8.
Oh, okay.
So I got in contact with him and got the placement on that. Wow. So Amy's like when I finally got connected with Amy, I'm gonna tell that story too. But like she had heard me off of there, and like June James made the beat, and she said she was looking for artists that work with other Texas people. I think that's what made her book me, because like that's the only song I had out, and she booked me for a 30-minute set and only had one song out. So I'm like, you must really believe me. But thankfully I had other music. But yeah, like to hear one song and be like, yeah, come perform at this show, come basically headline the show. Like that's a big risk that you taking. Like I could have got up there and I knew what I was doing.
That's a huge risk.
Could have been stiff, could have been boring, couldn't have brought nobody out. I could have did all that, but
you could have got up there and did the one song.
Yeah,
and then been like, all right,
that's it.
I'm done. There are some artists that I've been to. I've been like, what are you gonna do after?
I've seen the dude do one song and then do other people's songs.
What happens after This Is Why?
They do other people's songs, yes, and then freestyle. Yeah. And the funny part is, that was the artist.
What artist?
Mims.
That's what I was about to say. I said, what are you gonna do after This Is Why I'm Hot?
He had other songs. And he did like verses from him, and then he did other people's songs and freestyles.
Hey, sometimes you gotta
shout out to Mims.
Shout out to Mims. Hopefully, I heard him.
I don't want to get punched.
I heard him on Jazzy Jeff's latest. Jazzy Jeff and Mike Boogie, Summertime.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Jazzy.
Sorry, Jazzy Jeff is just the DJ for me. But okay, so we're going back. You're from the north side.
North side.
Like, you're coming up. What age you start rapping?
Man, I've been rapping like forever. Like I wrote my I'm definitely from the north side because my first rap I wrote when Slim Thug dropped Like a Boss.
Wow.
And I was trying to sound just like him. I basically just copied and pasted the rap.
2004.
Yeah.
That's
I basically
okay.
like copied and pasted his rap and like changed like three or four bars. And I was like, yeah, mama, look, I wrote a rap. And I showed my mama and my sister, a couple friends, like, oh, that's cute. And nobody really cared. And then so like I always had interest. Like I grew up listening to a lot of music. Like my pops, but he in like his 50s now, but he never been like the R&B type of guy. He was hip hop. When hip hop came out, he straight rap a lot. Whatever coming out the West Side, he loved like Cube, and he was big on Scarface, and he was big on like Eminem and stuff like that. That's my earliest memories of music.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm riding with him every day, listening to that. He dirty version. He don't care. I'm like 7 listening to. Like Ghetto Boys,
what'd your mom say about that?
Kissing and hugging.
Like she knew, but we just didn't talk about it. like when I ride with her, it's like Magic 102 straight R&B, and that was live too. But obviously, I want to be like my pops.
Yeah.
The male figure gonna influence you a little more. So I'm rocking what he rocking with. So I always had the interest. I used to love to learn lyrics and stuff like that, early way back then. So we moved to Inwood, like a little like suburb kind of in the Acres area. So, and one of the homies, Draylon, his older brother Reggie, he reminded me a lot of my brother. I got a big brother who locked up now, Free Ricky Rax. But Reggie reminded me of my brother a lot. He was like my big brother at the time. And he was rapping. He's like about 5 years older than me. And he at the time, this like the best rapper to me. Like he freestyling, it makes sense. It's crazy. So
it makes sense.
So like, 'cause man, I hear people rapping and it was.
I know
trash.
what you mean.
So,
No, I got you.
But he had some though. I wish he would have like went harder at it because he really could have probably did something. But like he kind of like he taught me how to structure a verse and taught me like basically how to rap. He didn't ever put no words in my mouth, but he always would like, yeah, bro, don't like his example was don't be like Birdman. He said Birdman got on every song and rapped about the same thing. And he didn't say he didn't, and he wasn't even creative when he rapped about the same stuff. He talked about some money, his car, and Lil Wayne is my son.
Pretty
and that
much.
was it.
Oh shoot, that is the Birdman formula.
And he was like, yeah, don't be like that. Rap about
And
different
what was going on in the neighborhood?
In my
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
No, that's what
Birdman.
Birdman. You're right. That was the Birdman
one line.
formula.
He'd be like, "They're doing this."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
right.
So I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, boys in the whatever. like,
Birdman is still a great rapper.
yeah.
Who said that?
I am. I'm scared.
I think Birdman is an excellent businessman.
I'm scared.
Excellent business-ish man. If you're on Birdman's side.
Yeah.
if you're on the side with Birdman, he's an excellent
he's
businessman. That's it. But in terms of rapping, no, okay.
Yeah. So don't be like Birdman, and then where you go.
Don't rap like Birdman.
Yeah.
And so I started writing like little verses here and there. After that, we writing songs together. Never recording nothing. We're just writing. And I kind of like learned how to rap. I knew I could write a whole 16. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then one of my older cousins, we used to go to his house to every family function. He had like the bigger house, so we go to his house for like the parties and the holidays and birthdays. And one day we went over there. It was like a random day, and boom, he has a mic, monitors, a computer. He making beats. He just all of a sudden want to make music. He like late 20s, early 30s, and he just wants to make music. I'm like 12, and he working on the song. It's a super duper Houston, just the most cliche Houston song you probably ever heard in your life. And it was like a 3-verse song, and he did his verses, room for another verse. I was like, hey, Jerome, if I write something, can I record it? He was like, yeah, go ahead. And I write my little first 16 I get to record. I hear myself on the mic. I'm like, yo, that's me. So I record for the first time at 12. And like from 12 to like 14, I was always like going over his house, like every chance I could get to like write and record or whatever. It was tough because he wanted me to do what he wanted him to do. What he wanted me to do.
It sounds like it because you're like, he's making the super cliche.
Right. He was
song.
thinking like, oh, they made money off of this in the 90s. We can do it now. Yeah. And I disagree, but I'm like 13 and he like 30. So like, what I'm going to tell him?
We're swinging on choppers again this week?
Bro, I can't even drive. Bro. Why I got to rap about a car every song?
My pants aren't starched.
Facts. And so I got to a point when I was around and then at the same time, so this started happening in like 6th grade and 7th, 8th grade. guys around the middle school started rapping. Like some Hispanic cats had mics, so they dropping songs. Then people going to their houses and recording songs. So this is MySpace time. MySpace popping, everybody dropping songs. And I'm like, in my head, I rap better than all of y'all, but I don't got no where to record stuff. My cousin's house, and he want me to rap on his beats. I can't do covers like everybody else doing. I didn't even know how to download beats off YouTube back then. So I started like kind of saving the verses I liked for myself, and then writing new stuff when I went to his crib. And then I finally got to record my first song by myself when I was like in 8th grade, me and my little homie Ralph. And it was like we wrote it, like I still didn't know how to download beats off YouTube, so we wrote it to 50 Cent, I Whoop Your Head Boy. That's what we wrote our first song together to. But we didn't have a beat. So we went to dude crib who had the mic. Shout out AJ. AJ had the mic. And he had a few beats on his computer. And we took this aggressive I Whoop Your Head Boy song and recorded it over a song with a Michael Jackson Human Nature sample. And and we laid that mug down and we dropped it on MySpace and the whole school knew that mug. So we was lit.
Dope.
Yeah, back then I was LDB. I went by my initials. So that was my first rap name. And we dropped that. I'm like, okay, cool, bet. And then so
do you still have
so I wish I had it.
I Whoop Your Head Boy over the Human Nature?
Yes, over Human Nature. Yeah,
wow. I'm trying to figure out. You got to redo that one.
It happened to be the same tempo.
Yeah, you got to redo that one.
Yeah, you got to think about it. It is the same tempo. It is. But that energy, though.
Yeah, it's completely different.
But that's one of those things where you got to redo that.
Y'all gonna kill me over this soft song?
And I'm in like 8th grade. I ain't never even like touched a gun before. I'm gonna kill nobody. But hey,
that's how we all. When I tried to rap, that's what we all talked about. My mom found it and she was like, "Well, you're from Sugarland."
They had
relax.
There was a girl that posted something online. It was a real aggressive rap, but it was on like Twitter, and somebody put, "Hey, that's a nice." She was rapping in the kitchen with her voice. She goes, "No, that's a nice kitchen, and that's a very expensive backsplash. Like, get off your mom's island." It's like, yo, everybody started roasting. I was like, dog, that is a nice kitchen. Like, you just rapping about murdering everybody, though, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's how it goes, man. That's just the path you got to take. If you don't,
it's human nature.
Puns. We got them, and they're terrible.
Man, now I really want to hear it. Now I want to hear it.
Man, so, I can't even find it. Man, so
the whole school knows it.
Yeah, and 8th grade was like one of the best years of my life. Like I was like the most popular kid at the school. I played every sport.
What school?
Klein Immediate.
Oh yeah,
okay. I played football, basketball. I threw in track. I was always a bigger kid, so I ain't running nothing.
That shot put.
Yeah, I was trash, but.
Hey, you did it though.
I did it though.
You did
exactly.
it. That's all that matters.
And,
like 8th grade track and field, you just gotta like show up.
You gotta just participate.
Like, for the shot for the shot put, they just like, oh, y'all got somebody for shot put?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I ran track in 8th grade, and I never played sports.
Come on now. We only got one other person here you got to compete against. So
right.
You
and the whole district.
At worst.
So even if you miss, you like second place all district. That's how I did shot put.
For sure. That's definitely how it was.
So I was definitely
the man. I was
that guy 8th grade. And then when I got to high school, like I was always bigger, but I wanted to play basketball. Mm-hmm. So like freshman year I played football. Then
what school?
Klein Forest.
Okay.
So I was in that district my whole life.
Right.
So playing basketball, and that becomes my main focus. So I kind of like I wrote a few songs. Matter of fact, I wrote my first real song in 9th grade. Like 3 verses, a hook, actually felt like a real song.
Yeah.
I wrote it to a Glasses Malone beat. A lot of people don't know who that is.
I know Glasses Malone.
Yeah, he hard. He had a song called Certified. I wrote to Certified beat.
That was his first single.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're listening to a lot. I guess the other thing too, like when you talk about the 5%, how much is the East Coast?
Yeah.
Influencing
you? How much Raekwon were you listening to?
And like I never really listened to Wu-Tang a lot, but I knew enough to the main person, Nas a little bit. Yeah. Mainly I was on Jay Electronica.
Really?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Okay. I was on Jay Electronica. He really like kind of explained everything to me. And then Hov kind of had a 5%.
Yeah, you get. Yeah, he says a few things.
That's why I caught.
He's got a vibe. He's got like a 5% thing where he's like, if you know me, you know I am, but I'm not really going to talk about it.
I'm not going to talk about it though.
Right.
I'm not going to talk about it.
Even though I have this big 5%er chain on the Breakfast Club.
But, you know what I am. But I'm still making $1 billion deals, so I can't really talk about it. But you know. Only 5%.
Facts. But my influence came from everywhere. Like, if I go back to that, like I started off, like I said, Ghetto Boys, Cube, Eminem, my first memories, and then Eminem translated to 50 Cent. And like my whole elementary school, 50 Cent my favorite rapper. And then I got to middle school. That's when I finally discovered like real Houston music. And from 6th to 8th grade, all I listened to Screwed Up Click, Swisher House, and everybody in Houston. That was it.
Yeah,
like I got old flip phone with the MP3 player on it. Every song I got screw tapes on it. Swisher House mixtapes, Slim Thug albums, Chameleon there. Zero. I thought like Zero was my favorite rapper. Like still one of my favorites. I don't listen to him quite as much as I used to because I listen so much music now.
Yeah.
But I was on Zero. Like everybody who knew me in middle school was like, yeah, this dude like wants to be just like Zero when he grow up.
He found you.
Right. Exactly. Precisely.
Yeah.
And, so that was like 8th grade. Not like was middle school, and like after 8th grade, I had burned myself out on Houston music so much I didn't even want to hear no more. And then like 9th grade, I got on Cole and Crit, and that's kind of who influenced me to really like start back rapping. At the time, like I wanted to like I always knew I wanted to be like lyrical back then. So and like when I heard Crit, I almost quit rapping. Like I'm not gonna even try to do this no more.
I can understand.
I was like he's super cold, and like I felt like I related to him so much. Like that's my life. I don't even have to tell my story. That's my story. But as I got older and got back into music, it came back to me. So like 9th grade, 10th grade, I'm focused on playing basketball. That's all I really care about. I write a few songs here and there. I freestyle in the locker room and the lunch table, but I'm not really. I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm gonna pursue music. And then I was always kind of smart in school too, so I assumed I'm gonna go to college, get a degree, and all that good stuff. The end of my sophomore year, I have a little trouble, and I get arrested. All kind of crazy stuff happen, and so that causes me to spend my first like 6 weeks of my junior year at alternative school. And I never was in trouble before, so it was like mad different. And I'm
wait. If you've never gotten in trouble, like, do you mind sharing what the arrest?
I'd rather not share.
Okay.
It was dumb. Like just know it was dumb.
Okay. Yeah. So you got to do the wrong crowd, dumb stuff.
Not even wrong. It was just me. It wasn't even. I never been influenced by other people.
Okay.
It was just I made a bad decision.
You are a leader, man. You
Exactly.
So you ain't never been influenced.
So I made a bad decision. But it's like I'm grateful for it now because it led me to how I ended up being. So
you in alternative school for
6
weeks.
6 weeks. Yeah,
okay.
And like it was so awkward. Like Bingham, what you doing over here? You don't smoke, you don't fight, you don't do nothing. Why you over here? And I'm keeping silent. But I went through a depression because of that. Because I'm I felt like a disgrace to my family. I'm real like hard on myself when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm a disgrace. I'm not gonna be nothing now. Thought my life was over when I was 16. So so I'm over there like, but like that led me to listen to different music. Like that got me listening to like, it was a weird kind of polar opposite thing. I started listening to Lauryn Hill because that encouraged me. That's why I listened to like Tyler Creator because he was very angry. Yeah. And I felt like him at some point. So that I started listening to like
especially
stuff
his
like
music
that.
at that time.
You, like Bastard Goblin.
You were listening to Tyler the Creator when he was going through his angry phase.
Right.
And, and he was depressed.
He was super angry and depressed.
Yeah, so that like Misery Loves Company, I guess.
Yeah.
So that happens, and I'm doing that, and I come back to school, and like before I left, I was taking like advanced classes and stuff like that. So when they mess up your whole schedule when you do something like that. So now I'm in like regular classes. I'm sleep in class every day because I know everything already and it's boring. And then like most of my friends, I made friends with all the kids I was in the classes with growing up. So I know people in these classes, but I don't really talk to them that much. And so the second semester, I ended up I had to retake a semester of Spanish. I like that day I got arrested. I was like borderline passing. I had a late project to turn in, and and I got it was my last class of the day. I got picked up at 5th period, so I never turned the project in. I probably would have failed anyway, but I definitely failed because I never turned that project in. Yeah. And so I ended up having to retake that. And it was Spanish 3. I don't know why it was Spanish 3. I think I was trying to graduate distinguished, something like that. You need the 3 years of a language. So I'm retaking this semester of Spanish 3, and I meet this chick. So this is how, like, shout out this chick. If what I wouldn't be rapping probably. So I meet her.
I love how you say this chick because you blatantly know her name.
Yeah, of course. But like I don't deal with her like that no more. So she gonna remain nameless. But
of course.
But yeah, then my current girl might hear this. She don't hear me talking about no. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Godbody Bree. But so I meet this chick. And like I'm instantly like, yo, like what's good? Like I never was confident with girls either. So like I'm seeing her and I liked her initially. And really not even initially. Like I get in the class, I had the same teachers, the same class, so I knew all the answers immediately. Yeah. So I'm answering questions, and she over there like, who is this nigga think he's smart? And I'm like, who is you talking? Oh, you fine. Okay. So I catch interest, and then one of my good friends, BQ, he knew her before I did. So I'm like, hey, what's up with old girl? He like, yeah, she cool, yeah, blah, blah. But she got a boyfriend. And I'm like, so, but he had went to our school, but he wasn't there that year for whatever reason. And so, but she kept kind of showing interest, so we started kind of talking a little bit anyway. And like I hadn't rapped in like probably a year at this point. And so her birthday like the end of February. So I'm like I wanted to get her something. I'm about to get her no actual gift. So I wrote her a rap. My first rap I wrote in like a year. It was mad cheesy, mad corny. I don't remember none of it, but I wrote it and I gave it to her on her birthday. And like I used to see her like 3 times throughout the day. But I avoided her because I'm like I got nervous. Cause I'm like, what if this backfire? Yeah. But that same homie BQ, he had like 4th period with it. I had 6th period with it, and like I seen him at lunch. He was like, hey bro, I think she opened up the envelope in class. She was cheesing and yeah blah blah. I'm like, okay, bet, cool. And so not that day, but the next day she ended up giving me a number. We started talking real heavy. And like during this the whole month of March. And this period, I'm mad. Like my depression over. I'm happy. I'm just like smiling everywhere. I started back writing songs. So I'm writing songs about her. I'm writing other songs. I'm just getting off rapping. And then like around the end of that, like it was Easter, matter of fact. That was the first time we didn't talk since I got her number. And I don't know what had me thinking, like, I'm just going to see if I can take her from her boyfriend. So I said something about it, and she was like, yeah, I'm not going to leave him. And I got back depressed. I got right back depressed. So, but this time I got depressed, I wrote about how I felt. So this was how I really started writing songs that was meaningful.
Therapeutic.
Yeah, I needed that, bro. Like, all I had was, like, basketball and music, and I couldn't play organized no more because I went to alternative school, and I wasn't that great either, so they weren't about to take that chance on me. So, So I'm writing these songs about her, and I'm writing like super deep, heartfelt, like Wale level poetry about this girl. And, I remember like I wrote like this super long like my writing used to be mad meticulous. I used to write on college rule paper with pencil, so I could like number my bars and erase if I had to. And I filled up front and back college rule paper, and I gave it to her at the end of the semester. And I let a few people read it. They was like, oh, my God, this is amazing. Like, that's probably one of the best things I wrote to this day. But I gave it to her right before the summer, and I didn't hear from her at all the whole summer. She didn't even, like, respond to me at all. And that, like, cut me. And that same dude who introduced me to him, my homie BQ, we used to always, he lived, like, down the street from me. So I go over to this crib. We go shoot around this front yard. And I was like, hey, bro, I'm writing all these songs, bro. I'm about to do a mixtape. And that's how we really started. So coming to senior year, around October, I started dropping songs on YouTube. And it was, like, it was crazy because we didn't know nothing about mixing and mastering at all.
Just for clarity, when was your senior year?
2013 to 14.
Okay.
So I graduated 14.
Okay.
Yeah. So this 2013, like October, me and him put up some money, get a mic. We get like a little USB mic. We on Audacity, and we start recording covers. And like we literally the first song we did, we literally turned it up and faded out the end and dropped it. Like we didn't know nothing, bro. Like it was
nothing at all.
I didn't have the slightest idea. Like when I was with my cousin back then, he didn't show me nothing. Yeah. Like I just was rapping. I rap and I get out the way.
Yeah.
So I knew it had to like be edited, but I didn't know how. I didn't know what to press. I thought you get a good mic, it's gonna sound good. I just assumed it was just magic like that. So we dropping like the lowest quality music you probably ever heard in your life, but people taking to it because people knew me. So I dropped like about 4 or 5 songs like loose. And then January of my senior year, I dropped a 13-track like mixtape. It's literally all covers. Like I did like 4 Kanye beats. I did like Power, Can't Tell Me Nothing, and stuff. I did Bound 2 that came out like that summer before I went to senior year. I did like Hail Mary. There's a bunch of like random. I did that Glass and Malone song I had wrote. Yeah, I dropped that on there. Just everything I had wrote up to that point, I put it on the same mixtape. Awesome. And like the outro was like, it was a Kyrie Irving's Hoop mixtape. I found a producer and like downloaded the beat that was on the Hoop mixtape.
Really?
That one it sampled the Commodore Zoom.
Yeah.
It was cold. I love that beat to this day. And so I stole that beat and used that mug too. And I burned up 100 physical discs. I wrote on every single one of them and I passed them out around the school. And like teachers had them. I gave them to everybody.
That's
like,
nice, man. Grassroots.
I gave them to everybody. Like
you had a clear what is that? A potential fan base in your school because you was already the man, and then like
people already know
using that.
Yeah,
you're a smart guy.
I appreciate that. And I was like, man, I got to show them somehow. Like I uploaded to DatPiff and I passed out physicals. This a little bit like SoundCloud was there, but it wasn't what it was yet.
Nah.
So
this is 13 and 14. DatPiff was it.
DatPiff was still hot.
That was
like
the only one.
Spinrilla, stuff like that.
So
Hip Hop DX.
You basically got curved into a music career.
Yeah, and I ended up dating her my senior year too. So I still ended up with her.
What changed? What happened?
She crazy as hell, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, like, you know what? Let's not get you in trouble.
I kept pursuing her. That's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Like,
you were persistent.
Yeah. Now I followed her to Sam, and we ended up breaking up second semester, and that was that. But
really, you followed her there?
Yeah, I was a fool.
No, you weren't a fool. You were learning. And look where you at now.
It's like 50 Cent in that movie where he wrote that little song, Best Friend.
Yeah.
Like, it's the whole thing.
Well, he came back after.
I know, but, I'm just trying to relate it.
Well, yeah, shout out to her. She's going to remain nameless. But, yeah, I probably wouldn't be rapping. I probably still would, but I probably wouldn't have started. I probably wouldn't be good as I am if I didn't go through all that.
That's good. Like. You needed that, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It made you practice. It made you put in the work.
I wrote a lot of songs.
You had a couple of years of practice prior.
Right.
You learned how to do it, and then you implemented that practice, and you funneled it towards a goal.
Right.
So, like, honestly, to be honest, coming from being a failed producer, I'm like, yeah, you needed that. That depression helped because a lot of musical artists, they talk about like the reason why they're in. I mean, you can point them out. All of them did it because of women.
Right.
Like literally every single. I mean, even Jay was like, "Oh, they used to call me ugly." Like,
right.
And then look what happened. Like, point them out. Dave Grohl talked about it. He said he had a dream that he was playing the guitar and this girl he liked would be crying in the front row, and now he's like the best drummer of all time, lead singer of the Foo Fighters. Like, it's amazing. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, shout out to women influencing the culture, man.
Yeah.
So I dropped the mixtape and like I kind of skipped a few details, like like I forgot about some stuff, like also like when I was in middle school, I was at church. I was a gospel rapper for a minute. I was in like a Christian rap group called Crucial Souls. Shout out to homies who was in Crucial Souls with me.
All right. First off, shout out to all the rappers that were in Christian rap groups.
Yeah. You are the greatest rappers.
And it's a lot of y'all.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all, because once y'all get famous, that's when the videos pop up.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, hey, man, look at Big Sean rapping with. And people want to clown, but I was like, look, man, boy was 13.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Right.
Like his mom was like, hey, you rap. Why don't you come over here?
Right.
But I mean, even like Paul Wall come in there. That's why people grab it. You become more lyrical when you can't say nigga, fuck, bitch.
Yeah.
Like you can't say those words.
And I didn't cuss in my music until until y'all start hearing it.
I'm just saying, because like, no, your lyrical ability is amazing.
I appreciate
but
that, man.
we're jumping
and
all
shout
over
out
the
to
place.
that. Not. Look, I'm all for everybody expressing everything, but there are a lot of rappers that people look up to that because they knew they raps would get to their parents, didn't cuss for a long. Lil Wayne is on record as I didn't cuss for a long time.
Yeah, mama gonna hit his man.
So you got to come up.
All
of a sudden, you got to come up with different words.
You become
shorty.
You have to. You're like, oh man, my mom
come from under my shirt and
so
flip him in reverse. I'm like, dang, that's nice.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it make you creative, man. When you got to avoid that scrutiny of boy, what you saying?
Exactly.
And you can hear it in your music.
Yeah. Like now, I kind of say what I want now, but I still don't cuss as much as the like average artist. I feel like average rapper, should I say? What was that in the story? Oh yeah, so I'm like 8th grade. I'm in Crucial Souls. We writing we just writing songs and stuff, and so we end up getting booked to do another church like for their little event. And I never performed before. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm deathly afraid. And I was on like 3 of the 5 songs we probably had, and we were supposed to do 2 of them. But when the one we wasn't supposed to do, I didn't really know my verse. It was only an 8-bar verse. I didn't really know it. So this is so embarrassing, but I got to tell the story. So we get up there, and of course we do the song we're not supposed to do. And I'm the second verse. So I spit my first 2 bars, then I freeze. And I run off the stage crying. And I go to the restroom. I'm crying. I'm trying to clean myself up. The guy the youth pastor who came with us was like, yeah, man, it's all right. Even the pros mess up. You be all right, whatever. And then we do the song that I knew the verse, and I'm still like kind of sniffling, but I go up there and rap. And of course, it's a church, they all clapping like it's like a little Disney.
Yeah, yes, baby.
Yeah, it's a
finish it.
Yes,
right, exactly. Let the Lord use you. All that good stuff. So that's my first performance experience. So after that, I'm stage fright heavy. I'm like, yeah, I'm super afraid to perform. So like I come back the senior year, I dropped this mixtape, and for whatever reason that year we had 2 talent shows in high school. I'm like, I gotta do them because I just dropped a mixtape. So I'm like, I got to mention the team too. Like, Still Dreaming. I don't know if y'all see us, but you will. Like, it's a bunch of us.
Yes.
It's a bunch of us, and they super dope. Most of them a little older than me, but they all the thing about us, we all went to the same school. We all grew up together.
Okay.
And we all started rapping separately. We didn't start rapping as a group. We started by ourselves, and oh snap, Q rapping too. Oh snap, Kendrick rapping too. Oh yeah, B-Val coming back to KF, and we all just got together. And they kind of got together before I was really making music. Like by the time I started putting music out, they had graduated, most of them, except for like my homie Daniel. So it kind of like it took to like 2015 for us to actually unite like we are now. But my homie Sir D, he gonna be on some music we got dropping soon, and he raps and sings, he acts, so he's comfortable on stage. So he had been in every production they had the whole time his whole 4 years in high school. So the first talent show I do it with him. We had a couple songs together. We had a cover to Game Belongs to Me, UGK. We wanted to be the next UGK at that time. So we go up there, do that. He went first. He sung the hook. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna let Daniel kind of get it started so I can just bounce off of him. And I remember I almost didn't start rapping when my verse came, but I went ahead and got it, and I kind of got through the verse. And it was a long-ass song. We both had 2 verses. So I did my second verse, and it was cool. Everything went right. So I'm like, bet, all right, I performed. I did it. I'm still kind of scared, but I can do it. And the next time the show, I go by myself, and I did a couple of the covers that was on the mixtape. I had a Started From the Bottom cover, and I did that Bound 2 cover. And I did them, and it was cool. Like, one of the pictures, if you go like to the bottom of my Instagram, you'll see the picture of me performing that in a TD hoodie.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so that was like my first performance by myself. And it went pretty well, but I still wasn't like comfortable. So like once I got to college, I did a few shows my freshman year, like a few like events, and it was like I'm nervous, but it's like all right, I'm just gonna do whatever. So I wasn't afraid like as I used to be, but I wasn't performing well. I was just up there kind of like yeah, it's me, whatever. So how I lost my stage fright is beginning of my sophomore year, well the summer after my freshman year. Because I didn't really do that much music during that time. So the summer after my freshman year, I recorded another like mixtape, and I did like a 5-track EP in like a week. And it was crazy because like we literally did like I recorded a cover to Drake Legend beginning of that month. Then we did a song a day every day for like 5 days, and we ended up making that like an EP. I ended up dropping. So and like I don't know if y'all know DJ Lil Zach. Mm-hmm. So he was at Sam at the time too, and I went through him, and I was able to get to open up for Kevin Gates like the first week school came back. So and like I paid a lot of money to do it. It was a pay to play.
Oh yeah,
but
okay. Hey, but you did it, and you won it. But that's live.
Like when I did it, like I was afraid that day too. That's probably the biggest crowd I had done. But like they told me I was gonna be on stage at like 11:30, and it's like 12:30, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm upset. I want to fight. I'm like, I spent too much money to like be getting ripped off. So by the time I get on stage, like it was like about 300-400 people. I wasn't afraid. I'm like, nigga, I'm on stage. Like, I gotta be fucked up. So I performed. I look back at the video. I didn't perform that well, but I wasn't afraid, and I haven't been afraid since. So that was like 2015. That's how that's when I lost my stage fright. And after that, it's really just me kind of like just steadily doing shows and like watching my show and trying to perfecting my show. And I'm still not there, but I made a lot of strides from where I was in 2015.
Well, you progress very quickly when it comes to your shows.
It took a while, man. Like that was 2015, and like I was doing like hitting a bunch of open mics and stuff like 2015, 2016, and like 2017. We gonna look back in Amy.
Yeah. How do you link up with? Because Amy has Bounce and Turn. That's that monthly hip hop party. How do you link up with her?
All right, so it's gonna get there. Like 2017, I do like my last show for the time, and like I'm not doing no more shows. I ain't really got no music out, so let me like make some more music or whatever. And I'm working on. At the time, I really wouldn't work. I was working on a project, but I felt like if I drop it down, nobody gonna hear it, so I cut it and start working on another one. Like one that was more, I felt like gonna be more marketable. Like my music that you hear now is like what I was always kind of working towards.
Yeah.
My stuff used to be a lot more like I'll focus on the lyrics only. So I didn't feel like I liked it, but I didn't feel like everybody else would like it. So I wanted to kind of make my stuff more enjoyable. Like I would do those open mics, and I felt like I was the best rapper, quote unquote. But
now you're trying to focus on making actual
right.
songs.
Like it's people who I don't like their music, but the crowd going crazy, and I go up there and nobody responding really, but my friends. So I'm like, how can I get the crowd to move? So I started changing my beat selection, and that forced me to get better flows.
That helps a lot.
Yeah, like my flows went crazy after I started like I used to like what I noticed a lot of the best rappers don't rap on like those trap beats. So like they want the soul samples or the boom bap. And that's what I used to like too, and I still do like those. But I'm like, if I can get on this trap beat on a beat that like say Future would use, but I rap as well as like say J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar, then I'm gonna have the best of both worlds. Exactly. The hip hop head will love it, and the average fan who just want to dance gonna love it too. Yeah. So it took me like a year to kind of get that right. And so as I'm doing that, like once I kind of finished like a little mixtape I was gonna drop. And I'm like, man, I need some shows, and like I didn't know where to find them, but they started kind of falling in my lap. I did like 3 or 4 shows in like the that was October 2017. I did like 3 or 4 shows. Then I did one in November, and but I never did drop that mixtape. I didn't like how it was mixed and mastered, and I wanted to change some songs, and I still ain't dropped it to this day yet, but I'm going to. And then so top of 2018 is when everything kind of started rolling downhill the right way. And like I dropped that Talk Biz 2017, I got the Michael Watts placement, and I didn't know it really did nothing at the time because I didn't really see like the stats under him. So I do like a show in College Station with DJ I knew from Sam in March of 2018, and it's a chick named Steve's Premium. She's from New York. And she curates shows in like different cities. And so I submitted my stuff for a show back in 2017, and I got accepted. That was the first time I ever got accepted on something off my talent. Everything else I had to either pay to do it or I had to know somebody.
Oh, okay.
So so she picked me just because she liked the song I sent her. But the show was supposed to be around the time Harvey hit, so it got postponed. And I didn't think it was going to happen. But they ended up doing it in April of 2018, and DJ Shante was the DJ. Okay. And I had met Shante a couple times, and I love her because she was the first person I met that was like in the industry that didn't act like she didn't know me when she seen me again. I met her one time, and like I seen her the second time, she actually, oh yeah, I remember you from the show.
Oh, okay.
And I really appreciated that. And so when I seen her at this show, she had never really heard my music though. So at this show, I performed. I had a song, unreleased song I did, Talk Biz, and she liked it. So she followed me back that day, and she told Amy about me. So that's how Amy found out who I was. Okay. And then, but when she sent me to Amy was like, "Oh, this the guy from the Michael Watts tape. I was looking for him last year." And so Amy reached out to me, was like, "Yeah, we do this. I got this thing called Bounce and Turn. We do monthly parties and performers. Are you available?" Hell yeah, I'm available. What you mean?
Yeah.
So we do that first show that y'all seen me at.
Yeah.
In May, me and Rob Gillette, and really stuff has been going up since then. I did that first show, and then and like in June, my homie B-Val, that's like one of my closest confidants. He really like helped develop me, like my delivery and my performances. And he's a super dope artist too. I'm gonna put y'all on him. But his birthday was in like early June, and we started just going to events after that. We just like on his birthday we went out to something and we performed at like a little open mic. We just started going to every little mixer networking thing we ever would see. We like, hey, just pull up to this. Hey, let's pull up. We doing the 2-3 things at night. We going to everything we can. We meeting people, and I'm starting to connect pieces. I meet a blogger, then I meet a DJ, then I meet like somebody like Amy, a promoter, and like they all know each other, so they all talking about me in their own circles. You know what I'm saying? So I'm meeting people. I'm performing like almost every week, and do a bunch of shows throughout the summer, and that's really where we at now. Like I did like the Everybody Eats last year. I didn't do it this year. I dropped Talk Biz video in September, and that was a big moment for me because I supposed to been doing that the year before. Yeah, and that was my first real video, and it got a really
But I mean,
crazy
that
response.
also your story showcases like when you put in work, you might not necessarily see. It's almost like that fruits of your labor thing. You might not see it up front. Definitely. I mean, you did the stuff with Michael Watts, and even though you're not seeing the results,
it definitely
Amy heard that.
Right.
And then you do stuff with Shantae, And then even though it's not, because some people get in and they expect I did this, so now this needs to happen immediately.
Oh, I definitely used to be like that.
And I need to see that it's happening.
Right.
Whereas opposed to later on when things start clicking, you're like, well, this clicked because something I did a year ago with this person and that blogger and this, and then it all starts to come together. But it's like you've been working for the last few years.
Yeah, like I feel like last year was my first year really like working the right way. Like I've been working like I could say probably about 5 years since I was like a senior. But like last year I started doing things that actually made sense. I'm like, how people gonna know who I am if I don't go out and introduce them? Like, no, who knows me?
And that's the other thing too, like getting out. Yeah. Like I said, that second song, the second time we saw you, because we liked the song the first time. The second time, I was like, yo, I like him. I was like, but then when you got up to perform, the girls came out with the signs that said God Body. Yeah. And I was like, yo,
they walked back and forth.
They already had shirts.
It was like, it had that Vegas feel because it was attractive girls. The Vegas type.
But then it's already separates you from everybody else that's performing. And this is nothing again. I mean, she brings out talented people all the time.
Right, definitely.
But it is something where it's like, yeah, it's not just the talent too. It is everybody's got to kind of figure out their way to showcase out their talent.
Right.
I mean, so that works.
To me,
works for you.
From watching a billion shows and going to beat battles and everything that I've done, that was the first time that, I mean, it just answered the question. Like, to have that thought process to do that. Like, it answers the question when you're watching somebody, you come into a club, you go, I like this person. Who is this? I remember going to, like, what's that? It's called, it used to be called Healy, Avant Garden. And I remember there was one guy who looked like Drake. He was rapping. Could have been Drake. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea.
Like, who
but
is that guy?
As soon as I saw you, it's like on stage, God Body Bingo, and they're walking back and forth. And I remember hitting him like, this is the greatest thing ever. Because I'm like, out of all the years of singing, no one person did this one thing. And ever since that, I was like, you're the guy. Like, your music.
What that gas station looking place? Was that the one?
What?
Well, I was talking about what we saw him that second time. Where was that at?
That was the gas station place.
It was the gas station.
What's the gas station
It
place?
wasn't a gas station. There was a
It was
food
the
truck
one
parked out front.
You and Rob.
There
That's when Rob did the South Side and he got tired.
There were a bunch of artists.
That was the one in December.
Yeah,
that was the one.
That was a cold one. Yeah,
with Dope Easy.
Yes.
Bloodbath.
But all I remember was
I
was sitting outside. I think I was on that one too. Playing. I think I was playing Super Nintendo. Like outside,
he was playing.
And he texts me and it's like, hey man, you might want to come inside. Like, and then I walked in. I was like, oh, yeah. I said, I remember dude from the last art gallery. Man, I was like, yeah, dope, that works.
But seeing that's what's stuck in my to this day. To this day, I've never seen anything like that. To where I'm like, yo, like when you tell me stuff like you had like stage fright. Or, you went through depression, which I understand. I mean, the greatest, like, you pushed through that.
Right.
But your extreme confidence.
You definitely pushed through the stage fright.
Yeah.
Because from the first show, I was like, oh. The first show was not, and like I said, she makes it as best artist friendly. But the first show, it was literally just, they were like, all right, we're going to get started.
Yeah.
Everybody just circled around.
We just circled around.
Art gallery. And I was like, oh, this is dope.
Yeah.
Rob going to hop on something and take a shirt off.
Right.
Definitely going
to hop on
smallest
guy ever. He's going to take a shirt off.
Definitely.
And he's going to hop on something and be
Rob has to lose like 3 pounds every performance. Like, he is definitely going to get out
Rob
there.
Rob already is 3 pounds.
Right. He is going to jump on top.
That's my first time ever hearing Rob Gillette, but we tight now after that show.
He's a huge fan of the show. That's the guy.
Yeah.
I watch this episode of y'all show too. So yeah.
Oh yeah. And he's just one of those people too. Like it's just, I think he probably appreciates you more because he's really into performing.
Yeah.
And
your raps,
song structure.
He is
rapping.
He is extremely.
Oh yeah, because if you don't like your raps, he'll talk.
He's not gonna talk to you.
Yeah, fact.
He's not gonna.
And he'll probably talk about you if you don't like your rap. So okay.
Yeah, I see his tweets.
That's the reason why we say it because he puts it out.
He'll put it out
like
there.
It's behind closed doors.
Like it's
not a secret.
It's not a secret at all.
Nothing against you. I just don't like you as an artist.
But I'm saying that like I'm just shocked hearing that about you because you have this extreme confidence when you rap.
Yeah.
When you rap, you sound like a boss. It's like
I appreciate that.
It's
man.
like and I hate to say the comparison because from a dark skinned guy to another. No, it's in the vein of a Rick Ross, but it's not.
Yeah.
You listen.
I get that kind of
You listen to Rick.
I fuck with Ross hard.
Okay, I figured you did.
Ross a fool. I ain't gonna lie.
Especially like beat selection.
Yeah.
You listen to Ross.
Yeah, I definitely listen to Ross.
Yeah.
And shout out to my homie Hojo. Hojo really like. I started kicking to him. We started listening to. Like, he would listen to Ross a lot, so that's what made me listen to him more.
Okay.
I listened to him like a little bit, like growing up. Like really like my senior year. Mastermind was like the album of my senior year.
I
was on that heavy.
Yeah,
that
makes sense.
Mine's favorite. My still favorite of all time is Deeper Than Rap. That's
Deeper Than Rap is crazy.
That's
underrated.
a classic album that I argue people down. I'll be like, this is one of the greatest. Like he has a classic. It's Deeper Than Rap.
It's a fool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That mother crazy. That's crazy. I love Rather You Than Me, but we can talk about Ross all day. But like the confidence though really came from my team. Like the guys around me, like when I first got it, I thought they was famous when I met them.
Okay.
Like they dropping songs on Facebook, getting thousands of plays,
and
a bunch of comments. I'm like, I see you at school, and y'all be chilling, but like on the internet, y'all going crazy. I'm like, they about to get signed, all that. I'm assuming because they was super dope at like 14, 15.
Yeah.
Like that was like uncanny. I thought I was too, but nobody heard me, so I didn't know if I really was or not. So so when I finally say around like 15, we finally got to really work together, be around each other. Like me and my homie Carter. Carter like my favorite rapper, like famous or not. Like I love his music. He about to drop some new music soon too. But like I listen to him like all the time, and he ain't dropped nothing since 2017. But he's like my favorite rapper. So when he started, like we started being around a bunch of the team, and like half of them I didn't really know like that. They was a little older, so I didn't know if they liked me or not. I knew my homie B-Val liked it, but I knew he wanted me to work on certain things. And once I started really like locking in, trying to prove myself to them, my confidence grew. And then my homie Carter, who I think is the best, like, yeah, bro, you might be the best rapper out of all of us. And I'm like, me? Out of all of us? Are you serious? So once he said that, I'm like, if he think I'm one of the best, then I gotta be. And then I used to hate, like you talking about my voice, I used to hate my voice. Like I considered, before I started really recording, I considered being a ghostwriter because I'm like, my voice, like I didn't like how I sounded, but I didn't know nothing about mixing and mastering. I never heard my voice correctly.
Okay, yeah.
So I never, and like also like,
reverb.
Reverb. I didn't know about EQs. I didn't know nothing.
Yeah.
And also, my delivery wasn't confident back then. I just kind of rapped I rapped like I was reading. Like I was just whatever. Like it was real like monotone, mundane. Like
to lip quality sounding.
Kinda, yeah, but not even as good as that.
I'm about to say you're gonna get off.
I don't like to lip quality.
Right, he sounds like he's reading a book. I was like, man, I love to lip quality.
Always, I can hear him. I'm like, just put it down. Be like Mos. Mos has no idea what he's doing, but that's why it sounds good. Oh, lady. Like, I'll be like, all right, Mos. Anyway, blah, blah, blah.
Well, so my delivery was trash. And when I started recording with B-Val, I record my verse. I won't mess up, do it over every time. I'm getting mad. He stopped me mid-bar.
Real producer.
Yeah.
That's a real producer.
Like, he definitely he remind me of Pharrell.
Yeah.
That's exactly who you're, like the way he carry himself and the way he make music remind me of Pharrell. So yeah, he making me do stuff over, and I'm getting mad at him, but I'm like, and once I see how it come, I'm like, oh, you was right. And then now I make myself do stuff over because now I know. And he the one told me like, yeah, bro, your voice dope. You don't sound like nobody. Like it's people like, oh, you sound a little like Ross, a little like I get a lot of like, oh, Houston like Fat Pat.
You don't
Big
sound
Hog.
like Ross to me.
I don't think I sound like none of them. He was like, yeah, you don't sound like nobody, bro. Like your voice like deep, but it's still dynamic. It's not just like overbearing deep. And I'm like, is it really? Like, yeah, bro, like you really got one of the best voices I heard rapping. I'm like, that's crazy. Cause I thought my voice sucked.
I would say it's more so like a Tupac.
Word.
Because he had the baritone, but his tone, you could still hear everything. Like it wasn't, he still had a high tone.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, it's like dynamic. Cause like where Pimp C was just all dynamic there. Like Pimp C to me has the best voice in hip hop of all time, period.
Yeah, Pimp C a fool.
But Tupac is right up there because it was deep. I was like, does he do it deep and then he comes back with the dubs?
Yeah,
and
he probably just sounded like that.
He sounded, and that's the way I hear from your voice where I'm like, dang, it's deep. I can hear everything you're saying. Like when it comes to Ross, sometimes I don't. Like it's deep and it's muddled, but like yours is perfect. I'm like, it punches.
And like I said, though these compliments hit me hard because I remember when I I'm a write for people because I don't like how I sound and I'm scared to perform.
All I'm saying is I'm sure that when you didn't mix before, I'm sure all that stuff was muddled and
it was terrible. It sounded
bled so bad.
It sounded like if you can imagine what the devil would sound like, that's what it sounded like.
I'm sure
it sounded like hell. It was bad.
The low end was terrible.
Yeah, it was all low end.
You turned it up too, like it's knock, and I'm like, I can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful to people listen to that mixtape because it had to make their ears bleed. It had to. It was terrible. Like and the rapping was okay. At the time, I thought it was amazing, but yeah, looking back, I was very mid. But yeah, the sound quality was just like below the floor. It was ridiculous. But
I mean, you've gotten better, and that's what's positive.
Right.
And I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you came out. But I know in the future, what you got going on, like from today on to the future, like what's going on?
Yeah, I got if y'all look at my Instagram, I got a single dropping soon. It's supposed to drop already, but I'm doing new distribution, and they kinda I don't know what's going on. But I got a single about to drop called Out the Loop. Y'all gonna rock with it. For sure.
Yeah.
More music coming out, definitely. More visuals coming out. More shows, more everything. Like I'm trying to go on tour next year. I'm gonna put that in the air. I'm trying to go on like
trying.
Put it in the air.
You'll do it.
Yeah,
put it in the air.
Yeah, I want to go on.
You're not trying. You will go on tour.
I want to go on the tour next year. Like not nothing too crazy necessarily. If it is, then of course, cool. But I just want to hit different cities like locally. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And really just start spreading the sound. But yeah, I'm just working on music. I'm really trying to lock in with a lot of people. Like I've got it's a lot of people I made contact with, producers, artists, singers, everything. And I'm like, I like to jump in with people to like. We can work the same day I meet you. Like if I meet you, like, hey, what you doing tonight? Let's jump in the studio.
That's live.
Like I want to get it done immediately. Like let's go. Like it's like if I don't do it then, we might not ever do it.
Yeah, it makes sense. You got to keep that same energy because when that energy is there on that day, you want to finish it that day.
Yeah, a lot of people like
I met also when you get those people, a lot of times they be there right then, but it might be hard tracking them down.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Like sometimes it's been people I like locked in with them. I met them. We made a song the same week. And there's people who like I met them and we still ain't made songs.
Yeah.
But we still in contact. We still both making music.
That's positive.
But it's like it's people like some people like by the time they send me something, it's like I got stuff going on now. I can't get back to this yet, and whatever. And like where I write, like I don't sit down and write music. I write as I'm living my life. Like
oh man,
like I don't write my stuff down no more. So I haven't wrote a verse down since like 2017. So
he ain't writing. He's just jotting. That's real.
Yeah, like I literally it's just in my head. Like I'm a huge Jay-Z fan. I learned how to do that because of him.
Yeah, Jay-Z and Eminem, that's the way they write.
Yeah,
like they be like, I don't write, but they jot. So
I don't even jot.
Wow.
I don't have no transcript of none of my lyrics I've written in the last like year and a half. Like I memorize it. I kind of like I write in like 4 bars, like kind of 4 bars.
It makes sense.
Keep it in your head.
I just memorize it and like even back when I was still writing, like after I recorded the first few times, I'm like, I can't read and record it. I sound bad. So I made sure I memorized what I wrote just to go record it so I didn't have to read it.
You are an engineer's best friend. Everybody who does that, king amongst men.
Appreciate that, man.
That's fine.
Like not like also like I'm paying for studio sessions. I'm not trying to go in here and mess up 30 times. I'm trying to knock it out.
I'm gonna pay for this hour.
Right.
Because I know y'all want me to pay for 3.
Right.
So I'm
facts. Super facts.
But it's really good to have you come out. I mean, you know, it's a podcast. We're only here for a good time, not a long time. I could keep talking to you all day, man.
Sure,
like
man.
you've been awesome. Like I said,
appreciate
I mean, you got to come out. Y'all got to see God Body Bingo when he out. It's another time. I mean, it's in my humble opinion, where the opinions are humbled and the messages aren't jumbled. We'll see you later. Finger guns. Oh, you missed my finger guns.